You might have heard the term air pollution floating around before, but you might not know what it is. So, what exactly is air pollution? Air pollution is the contamination of the air due to the presence of substances called pollutants in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings. The term air pollution can even be considered an umbrella term, as there are many different types of air pollution. There are primary pollutants, which are sources that are directly emitted into the air, and that can come from things like transportation or industrial processes. Then, there are secondary pollutants, which result from primary pollutants reacting together and forming new pollutants. That includes things like the ozone layer or acid rain. And then there are point source pollutants and non-point source pollutants. Point source pollutants occur when the contaminant comes from an obvious source, and non-point source occurs when the contaminant source is not easily identifiable.
Major air pollutants like carbon dioxide, lead, and nitrogen, they cause smog, acid rain, and other hazards. They are emitted from many different sources in industry, in mining, and transportations. The first major air pollution I would like to talk about is carbon dioxide, and the human causes of carbon dioxide is when we're smoking tobacco, or if you have clogged chimneys, or if there's the idling vehicle. The natural causes of it is outgassing from oceans and decomposing of vegetation and other biomasses. Also, carbon dioxide produces ozone in the presence of O2 and N2 and UV radiation. The health concerns of it is less oxygen reaches the brain. The next major air pollution is lead, and the human causes of lead is when we are making toys or pottery or when we're making medicine. The natural causes are dust and soil. The health concerns of it is anemia, hypertension, and endocrine disruptors. And the last one I would like to talk about is nitrogen oxide and its causes of human. And its human causes are internal combustion engines and power station failures. Its natural causes are forest fires, volcanoes, lightnings. The health concern of nitrogen oxide is is that it causes damage to the respiratory tract and increased vulnerability to a person's respiratory infections.
Ozone is odorless, colorless gas that is made from three oxygen molecules and is a natural part of the environment. Ozone is formed when heat and sunlight cause chemical reaction between oxides of nitrogen and volatile organic compounds. Ozone can appear in two atmospheres, in upper atmosphere or stratosphere, a lower atmosphere or stratosphere. Then later ozone absorbs harmful UV radiation which can cause different health effects such as asthma, heart attacks, skin cancer, and cataracts. Nitrogen oxide is made out of two gases, which is nitric oxide, which is colorless, odorless gas, and nitrogen dioxide, which is harmful reddish gas with pungent odor. Both nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide are formed during high temperature combustion in the atmosphere when oxygen combines with nitrogen. There are different sources of pollutants, but the major one is exhaust gases of cars and trucks. Nitrogen oxide has health effects just like any other chemicals. Those health effects are asthma, respiratory infections, but if you're exposed to it for a long time, you're going to cause chronic lung disease. PANS is an unstable, highly oxygenated compound that exists only in the atmosphere. PANS are produced in the atmosphere unlike nitrogen oxide. PANS are made out of photochemical oxidation of hydrocarbons to peroxidic acid radicals in the presence of nitrogen dioxide. There are no direct emissions. It's a secondary pollutant to ozone and hydrogen peroxide. PANS have adverse effects in the human body, such as reduced respiratory function and eye irritation.
Sulfur oxide. Human causes of sulfur oxide include burning fossil fuels, oil refineries, and power plants. Sulfur oxide is naturally made from marshes, volcanoes, and hot springs. It is toxic to plants and even dissolves building materials. It isn't just harmful to the environment, but also to humans. It irritates the respiratory system, mostly the lungs, the eyes, and the nose. Suspended particulate matter. PM10 and PM2.5 are caused by the emissions from the combustion of oil. gasoline, wood, and diesel fuel. Suspended particulate matter is naturally caused by soil erosion, volcanoes, and dust storms. The size of these particles is very small. In PMX, the size of the particle is X. For example, PM10 is 10 microns. The diameter of a single strand of hair is 70 microns. Suspended particulate matter causes soil nutrient depletion, reduces visibility, and makes lakes more acidic. Breathing in too much of it can cause heart disease, asthma, and low birth weight. Volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. Human causes of VOCs are gas engines, fossil fuels, exhaust, and combustion. Health concerns of volatile organic compounds are eye, throat, and nose irritation, headaches, nausea, damage to the liver, kidney, and central nervous system. It can also cause cancer in animals.
Indoor air pollution or sick building syndrome is the air quality inside buildings. This problem can cause lung cancer, tuberculosis, and increased infant mortality. The root of indoor air pollution is tobacco products, heating and cooling systems, and fuel burning combustion appliances. These sources cause carbon dioxide, persistent organic pollutants, and tobacco smoke, which cause indoor air pollution.
Next up is acid deposition. There are two basic but different types of acid deposition. Those types are dry deposition and wet deposition. Dry deposition is things like soil, vegetation, or the earth's terrain in general, and wet deposition is things like rain, sleet, and snow. Humans can cause acid deposition due to things like the burning of fossil fuels, manufacturing, oil refining, and transportation. Acid deposition can cause things like acid shock, changes in animal life, and changes in vegetation.
There are two types of smog, industrial smog and photochemical smog. To form industrial smog, first you burn coal or oil in oxygen gas. This produces carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Next, the unburned carbon ends up as soot. Sulfur trioxide reacts with water vapor to form sulfuric acid. Then the sulfuric acid then reacts with atmospheric ammonia to form brown solid ammonia sulfate. The second smog is photochemical smog. For photochemical smog, when humans burn gasoline, it increases nitrogen oxides, VOCs. Sunlight, however, breaks down nitrogen dioxide and ozone increases.
Heat islands are usually occur in metropolitan areas. The heat is usually absorbed by buildings, roads, and other infrastructures, and they re-emit the sun's heat more than natural landscape, such as water and forest, which tends to absorb it, which is healthier for it. Heat islands can be minimized by trees, green roofs, and vegetations, which is needed in the sun's heat and can absorb, making it less dependent on the infrastructure to deflect it, and also releases moisture into the atmosphere.
Up next is temperature inversions. Temperature inversions play a major role in air quality, especially during the winter. Inversions are caused when a shallow layer of polar air moves into lower latitudes. This air that is associated with the shallow air mass is colder than the air that is aloft, and this creates an inversion. Temperature inversions can lead to poor air quality and reduced visibility. In humans, temperature inversions can cause allergies, respiratory problems, and heart diseases.
Indoor air pollution or sick building syndrome is the air quality inside buildings. This problem can cause lung cancer, tuberculosis, and increased infant mortality. The root of indoor air pollution is tobacco products, heating and cooling systems, and fuel burning combustion appliances. These sources cause carbon dioxide, persistent organic pollutants, and tobacco smoke, which cause indoor air pollution.